August 21st, 1911. It's a quiet Monday morning at the Louvre. A man in a white smock stepped into the Salon Carré. He paused in front of the Mona Lisa. After checking the close was clear, lifted the painting off its 4 pegs that secured it to the wall. He wrapped it in cloth, slipped it beneath his apron, and strolled out the door. In under 10 minutes, the world's most famous painting had vanished. But where had it gone? Let's take a step back. Sunday, August 20th, 1911, the day before a small mustachioed man entered the Louvre Museum in Paris and headed to the Salon Carré, the area where the Mona Lisa and other masterpieces were being held. Slipping into a nearby storage closet, the man stayed there until the following morning, 7:15 a.m. It was Monday, and the Louvre was closed to the public. Only staff were allowed inside. Dressed in a white apron, the same clothing as the museum workers, the man strolled over to the Mona Lisa and removed it from its glass case. He carried the painting into a nearby stairwell and attempted to exit into the courtyard, only to find the door was locked. With the Mona Lisa now wrapped in a white cloth, he began trying to remove the doorknob to escape. Just then, a Louvre plumber stumbled upon him. But instead of raising the alarm, the plumber surprisingly offered to help. Moments later, the door opened, and with a friendly thank you, he walked out, the stolen masterpiece tucked safely under his arm. And just like that, it was done. It took more than a day for the Louvre staff to realize the Mona Lisa had been stolen. You see, it was normal for museum paintings to be removed for cleaning or photography. It wasn't until noon the following day, Tuesday, when a visiting artist asked to see the painting. A security guard went to retrieve it, only to see the bare wall where the painting had once been. The Mona Lisa was nowhere to be found. Only then was the alarm raised. Police searched frantically and found the Mona Lisa's glass frame, which was discovered in the stairwell. A single, unidentified fingerprint smudged on its surface. Staff members were thoroughly questioned while border and ports were locked down. Authorities printed and plastered 6,500 wanted posters featuring the Mona Lisa's face and offered a reward of 4,000 francs. That's about $200 in today's money. The fallout was so severe that the director of France's National Museum lost his job. When the Louvre reopened a week later, thousands of visitors lined up to gawk at the bare wall where the masterpiece had once been. So, where did the Mona Lisa go? Some people claim that American banking tycoon J.P. Morgan arranged the theft to expand his personal art collection, while others thought it was orchestrated by the Germans to humiliate France. Police stopped and searched a ship pulling into New York, but could not find the Mona Lisa. Searches were conducted as far as Brazil, Russia, and Japan. But the most intriguing suspect of all was renowned artist Pablo Picasso. Earlier, the police had arrested poet and art critic Guillaume Apollinaire as a prime suspect. Apollinaire had previously made provocative statements, including suggesting that the Louvre should be burned down. Such remarks, coupled with his avant-garde associations, further fueled suspicion. Apollinaire had employed Gérard Perret, who had previously stolen ancient Iberian sculptures from the Louvre. A few days before his arrest, he attempted to return the pair of stolen Iberian busts anonymously. During interrogation, Guillaume Apollinaire implicated his friend Pablo Picasso. He claimed to have sold them to Picasso, who had later incorporated them into one of his artworks. Though the story seemed far-fetched, the Louvre verified the statues by their serial numbers and confirmed that it was indeed taken from the museum. Picasso was soon arrested and brought in for questioning. The case was later closed due to lack of evidence. After 2 whole years, the Mona Lisa was nowhere to be found. So wait, who had actually stolen the Mona Lisa, and where was it? Just 2 miles away from the Louvre, it was hidden by an Italian immigrant named Vincenzo Perugia, a former Louvre handyman who had once even helped construct the Mona Lisa's protective frame. He was actually questioned on 2 separate occasions by a Louvre worker, but was never fully recognized as a serious suspect. Perugia's fingerprints and criminal record were already in the system, but only his right-hand fingerprints had been documented. Since the fingerprints left on the frame were from his left hand, no match was ever found. For 2 years, Perugia quietly kept the painting hidden, waiting for the attention to fade. Then finally, in December 1913, Perugia made his move. Using the alias Leonardo, he wrote to Florentine art dealer named Alfredo Geri, claiming that he had the Mona Lisa and wanted to return it to its rightful home in Italy. Intrigued, Geri consulted with Giovanni Poggi, director of Uffizi Gallery, and the two agreed to meet Perugia in Florence. Perugia traveled to Italy, where they arranged to view the painting in his hotel room. Perugia lifted a trunk filled with miscellaneous items: broken shoes, a mangled hat, a pair of pliers, and paintbrushes. Perugia lifted the base to reveal a false bottom, and there it was, wrapped in a red silk, the Mona Lisa. Geri confirmed it was the real Mona Lisa. Though Puguri believed he was on the verge of receiving 500,000 lire for the painting's return, about 3 million in today's money, Geri and Poggi had other plans. Behind his back, they quietly alerted the authorities. In the end, Puguri was sentenced to 1 year and 15 days in prison, but only served 7 months before being released on appeal. His bold theft catapulted the Mona Lisa to new heights of fame. When the painting was finally returned to the Louvre, over 120,000 people flocked to see it in just the first 2 days alone. The Mona Lisa returns as a famous work of art. Today, the Mona Lisa is arguably the most iconic painting in the world. It is displayed in a climate-controlled case behind a bulletproof glass, drawing around 8 million visitors annually.